All right, so today we're diving into something pretty interesting. Uh, it's all about how small wins can actually add up to some pretty significant financial success.
Yeah.
We're talking about this story where someone took just consistent $20 transactions and like scaled it to $12,000 a month
Yeah. It's crazy, right?
in just 10
Yeah,
days.
just 10 days.
It's wild, and the sources that you've got for this really highlight the power of putting systems in place and then like scaling things up super fast. So
Totally.
our goal today is to unpack how they did that and like what kind of mindset shifts you need to pull that off.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, it's one thing to get a $20 win once, right? But it's a whole different thing to figure out how to do that repeatedly and then how to really blow it up to a much larger scale.
Yeah, and that's what's so fascinating about this particular story is that they didn't start off with like some huge investment or anything.
Right.
They found a way to make those $20 pretty easily.
Yeah, like super simple, right?
Right.
And I think at first they were a little doubtful.
Oh, I bet.
But then once those first couple payments came in, they're like, oh, okay, I see where this could go.
Right. It's like proof of concept.
Exactly.
So then how did this $20 system actually work?
So it wasn't about like inventing something completely new, right? It was more about finding something people already wanted and then just like making it super easy to get.
So finding that demand that already exists.
Exactly, like figuring out a need that people have and then you kind of position yourself as the go-to solution.
Makes sense. So like what would be an example of that?
Well, think about like, I don't know, maybe a really simple digital product, like a template or a guide for something people are already trying to do. There are tons of things people are searching for online.
Right.
And if you can be the one to offer that solution in a really easy and convenient way,
Uh-huh.
that's where that $20 system comes in.
And this is where automation comes into play, right?
Big time, yeah, because, think about it. If you're trying to handle each of those $20 transactions manually, it's going to eat up all your time.
You're getting bogged down in the weeds.
Exactly. You'll be stuck in that like constant hustle. And that's what so many people get trapped in.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
But with automation, you can set things up so that those $20 are just coming in consistently, without you having to chase each one down.
So you can focus on the bigger picture.
Absolutely.
So how did they go about scaling things up once they had that automation in place?
Well, instead of just pocketing those early profits, they put that money right back into reaching a wider audience.
Front.
Yeah, they were laser focused on expanding their reach. And that's what led to that crazy growth in the number of $20 transactions.
And that's how those small sales snowballed into that $12,000 a month figure.
Yep, in just 10 days.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. Like
It is.
going from $20 here, $20 there, to that much money that quickly.
It really speaks to the power of thinking big right from the start.
Yeah, and not getting bogged down in the detail.
Exactly.
So like, what was the mindset that allowed them to achieve this?
Well, the biggest thing they emphasized was believing that this kind of rapid success was even possible. A lot of people would just dismiss it.
Right, they wouldn't even try.
Exactly. But they went for it. And then the other key was taking action quickly. A lot of people get stuck in overthinking and planning.
Analysis paralysis.
Yeah, exactly. And they were all about just finding a formula that worked and then executing it fast and then scaling it up aggressively.
So for our listeners who are like, okay, this sounds great, but where do I even start?
The best advice they gave was start small, but think big.
I like that.
Yeah, it's super practical.
Yeah.
First you're going to get that first $20, figure out what works, refine your process, and then once you have that solid foundation in place,
Uh-huh.
you go all in on scaling. You
Yeah.
got to move fast to capitalize on what's working.
So this whole deep dive basically shows us that you can achieve some pretty remarkable results by combining simple, repeatable actions with smart automation.
Absolutely.
It's not just about working hard. It's about working strategically.
100%.
So I want to leave our listeners with this. What could your initial $20 win be? What's that small, repeatable process you could start today that with the right systems and that focus on scaling could lead to some pretty unexpected growth?
Yeah, what's something you can do that people are already willing to pay for?
Exactly.
You might be surprised what you can achieve.
We hope this deep dive into building scalable income streams has been helpful. If you're looking for more ideas and strategies to reach your financial goals, be sure to check out the website link in the bio at the bottom of this deep dive to get your copy of our guide to building scalable income streams.
Yeah, it's packed with even more practical tips and insights.
So until next time, keep diving.
See ya.
Bye.